Hello, hello. Welcome to Popcorn with Kristen. Today I will be reviewing Sunny Nights, which is an 8-episode series that released on Hulu and Disney Plus on March 11th, 2026 in the United States. Now I say that because originally it released in Australia in December of 2025. So, therefore, that is why I am now reviewing the show. Okay, so just a little fun fact there. However, the 8-episode series is more of it's a comedy drama, but more of a dark comedy. And the two main characters are Will Forte, he plays Martin, and Darcy Carden, she plays Vicky. Now, they're brother and sister who decide to move to Sydney, Australia to start their own spray tanning business. And in Australia, they see potential in Australia because apparently Australia is supposed to have more sun exposure. So a lot of people who are just sunbathing to get their tan on, they're more at high risk for cancers or skin cancers. So their whole spray tanning business is supposed to be a bit of a more safer alternative to sunbathing. So if you want to get your tan on, I'm like tan. I'm imagining like spraying the tan spray like on my hand or something. But if you want to get your tan on, then you'll probably end up buying Vicky and Martin spray tan. So this spray tan, it's it's just like in a can. It's called Transform. So instead of transform, Transform, drop the R. And I like the whole color theme to their logo, their business. It's a like a light purple, light like a light lavender. So I try to represent it here. So basically, like my necklace it has silver in it, but I don't know if you could see that purple there, and like my liquid eyeshadow. And well, my light in the background is supposed to be more of a purple, but on camera probably looks more blue, so I do apologize. But anyways, I always like to color theme, the shows or movies I'm watching, so in some way. But anyways, so they're in Sydney, Australia, right, trying to start their own spray tanning business, and they're staying at this motel called Sunny Nights. So it is more of a rundown motel. It's not the fanciest. It's like a light pink or kind of like a baby pink motel, like color on the outside. It's kind of cute in a way. So, but anyways, now it takes a bit of a turn, right? So they're tight on funds. They're really not trying to spend a lot of their savings that they have saved for their business. And Vicky is more of oh boy, she's a little bit opposite of her brother Martin. Martin comes from the finance industry, so he's a little more structured, a bit more responsible, on the whole funds and everything and the business aspect. And Vicky's kind of more of like that salesperson. Like she could probably convince you like the color is blue if the color is actually red. She's just very saleswoman vibes, and she doesn't listen very well. She kind of gets into mischief on her own. And so anyways, they have a little bit of opposite personalities. But okay, so when I mentioned it takes a bit of a turn is, well, now my whole channel is because I don't want to give spoilers, right? But basically their business is interrupted because they end up getting involved with local criminals. And yep, it's just not something that you want to be involved in or with, especially trying to start a business. So that's basically the plot of the show. They're they're involved with these criminals and local criminals, and it's just disrupting their spray tanning business. They're trying to do everything to separate themselves from the criminals, and everything, and it's just not a fun situation, right? So yep, that's pretty much the whole rest of the show, is that plot going on. And I will have to say, I won't say who, right? Or if it's a he or she, but I will say the main bad guy, I personally liked. I mean, I thought they did a good job being intimidating. I felt scared of the bad guy, like the main person, and I felt like they were like a ticking time bomb, and it's like whatever I say you do kind of thing, and it's like you have to be careful with your words, or else like I mean, yeah, they're a bit scary, and you don't, like I said, ticking time bomb, they're about to go off any minute, right? It's like, right, it's like my way or the highway kind of thing. If you're not in it, yeah. So, but yep, that's pretty much it. But honestly, the show, I mean, it is more slow paced, so don't expect anything like high action or anything like that. But I mean, there's a lot of dialogue. It is more slow paced, but you're going to be more in tune with what's going to happen next, right? Because they're involved with these criminals now, so you're more focused on that. And I want to say the chemistry between Martin and Vicky, they really carried the show very well. I mean, great acting together, and I mean, they just got that good on-screen chemistry vibe. So I really liked them together and everything. So, yep. And trying to think of anything else. And yep, that's kind of it for the most part. So I would say definitely worth a watch, in my opinion. And again, I believe I said it's not a limited series earlier, so there is potential for a second season, I believe, but it's still too early, at least while I'm filming this video in March, for anything to be confirmed or announced. Depends if the show does well, but I personally would love to see a second season. And I have two icebreaker questions for you, if you don't mind sticking around. I like to do icebreaker questions at the end of my reviews, just to make things more personal and fun. So my first icebreaker question is, have you ever been to Sydney, Australia, or just Australia in general? I mean, I've watched a lot of movies and shows in Australia, so I mean, I always feel like it picks up that beachy surfer vibe, and I like their accents, and they seem like friendly people. So I mean, other than the show part, but that's just because the criminal underworld vibes are going on there. But yep, so I would love to visit someday. I just feel like it's a pretty neat place. So, and my second icebreaker question is, speaking of spray tan, right? Have you ever done a spray tan before? I mean, I have never in my entire life, but I mean, I have just done the lotions, so, but I don't know, I always feel like those like rub on my clothes, or like if I'm sitting down or something, so maybe I need to look into like ones that don't do that. But yeah, I mean, I've done it before, and it's fun. But yeah, I would like to actually one time in my life do an actual spray tan. So I mean, I was slightly traumatized from Final Destination, but that was because it was a tanning bed. So I'm kind of like, I think I would be much safer if I just like, all right, spray tan me, right? So anyways, all right, well, those were my two icebreaker questions for you. And yep, I would say again, I think it's worth a watch. It's a little more of a casual watch. Each episode is around 45 minutes, maybe some 50 minutes or more, but yep, definitely go check it out. I think it's worth a watch. All right, well, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you liked this review, feel free to subscribe, comment, like, all those good vibes. All right, take care. Till next time.